Defensive Player of the Year. Top 3 candidates: Giannis, Rudy Gobert, and Draymond Green.
Okay, we're taking Rudy Gobert out of the conversation because he's one historically. They're not going to let him get it. Okay, let's be apolitical here. He's not getting it, and so that's a two-way tie between Giannis and Draymond. I see Giannis getting it for relevancy purposes, and it's honestly tough because the Warriors, I think, are first in the league in regards to their overall defensive rating, and Draymond's out right now. So, I mean, what's Draymond's impact once him and Wiseman are probably going to return within like a 4 to 6 week period? Like, are we really going to be able to typify that Draymond himself is the defensive player of the year? Like, what I can see happening, basically, just to summarize, is like Giannis winning it and Draymond and a bunch of people being like, Draymond should have won it, and then it being an argument in the media for like a week and a half, and like it be a trending topic going into the playoffs, if that makes sense. Because I don't think the Bucks are going to get out of the semifinals, but I can see Giannis winning it. But in my mind, I think Draymond is the defensive player of the year, because the fact that the Warriors are first in defense, like, I think, yeah, it has to do with their scheme. But when you see them play, like, Draymond's only impact at this point, the only reason he's on the floor is because of his continuity.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you better now.
But yeah. I don't know where we left off, but
you were pretty much saying that you think that Giannis is gonna win it, but Draymond's gonna pretty much be saying that I should have had it and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I probably don't disagree. I definitely don't disagree with you that I don't think Rudy Gobert should be in this conversation anymore. I think it's hard to put him in this conversation because while he does raise like your defensive ratings during the regular season, it's a weird situation that you have, because since he can be dragged out to the 3-point line and he's suddenly not effective out there, teams exploit that more in the playoffs, but they're not necessarily trying to exploit that in the regular season. So it's like, how do you judge that fully? You know, so I mean, the Jazz could be top 3 every year, but because of Rudy Gobert, but ultimately once they get into the playoffs, if he gets exposed and brought out, they take him out of the paint, all of a sudden, it's not looking like that anymore. So I think overall, yeah, we're not going to see Rudy Gobert win it anymore, just off the fact that we know, and even fans know, that he's going to get exposed, and people know, and teams know how to get around him being down there. So, and too many centers nowadays can stretch the floor. So it's tough. I think Giannis is probably going to end up winning it. I think the problem with the Warriors being first, even with in defense, even with Draymond out, is that kind of hurts his chances of winning it, because they're like, oh, well, it's kind of like you said, yeah, like, oh, well, what's his value then? Well, 100%, Draymond's definitely one of the top 2 best defenders on the team, or the best defender on that team, hands down, and it's not even close. So obviously he does bring a lot, and he's definitely always there for the playmaking. I mean, he literally does all the little things: playmaking, rebounding, and playing defense. I think Giannis is just a little bit more important defensively to his team, so that'll probably be why he ends up getting it, or getting the nod. And then that's going to end up raising the question that Giannis is going to have like 2 defensive player of the years, a couple MVPs, a finals MVP, a ring. We might have to start talking about that man being higher on the all-time list too at some point.